Yo, welcome to Talk Smack with Mac. Now you tell me, why do people like horror? So, who reigns supreme in the realm of horror? Are visionary directors the ones who transform nightmares into crippling visual experiences? Or the fearless actors who bring those nightmares to life? Join the amazing filmmakers in Las Vegas as we unravel the mysteries behind our fascination with horror and uncover the masters who continue to haunt our dreams.
The voting wall of horror. I love you all to write. I don't care what color you want to write in, but I want you to put your name or your signature, I don't care what you want, but sign your name on your vote. In the sense of.
Okay, so we're voting for the film actors. Okay.
Actors, TV shows.
Or film
Question though, what
Yes.
if the actor is not there or like the film?
Now this is what I was waiting for. Yes. Because I love that you said that, because I was debating on adding extras, because here's the thing. When you look at top 10, top 50, they're so, but yet everyone has their opinions, and I love hearing why. Why out of the top categories was yours not listed? And or why would you debate that it is the best? So, if you do have an external vote that is not up here, I would like your vote. But I also would like your interest into
Whatever's in there.
yeah, and if you write like a little second place, I don't give a rat's behind.
Why the chain holder is right here?
Now, that's what I said. Ask Levi
Okay.
more on it. But I guess this Motro plays a lot of the mask.
Yeah, he's not.
I wouldn't know that, but why would he be the
Call him
best?
an actor though.
Now,
I would call him a stunt performer.
For sure.
you and me are on the same boat there, but
Well, he's been in like a lot of things, so it makes sense.
somewhat
Well,
now,
have you seen him doing acting?
without anything covering him. But then again, acting is all about body and movement, as well as the emotional. And if he's expressing,
Well, see, that's the same debate the stunt performers have right now. We're trying to get aside because they are
and I agree.
actors. So they go with.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't know, but
Hey, I'm here with Renee Peoples, man, and the most unique thing about this interview section here is that she just said she doesn't really like the newer age horror movies. You said you're more so of a fan of the old school, like the 70s, 80s, Texas Chainsaw, Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th, stuff like that.
yes.
What was your favorite as a kid?
Well, first of all, the first horror movie I ever seen was Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And I
The
think
first one?
Yes.
Okay.
And my parents would never take me to see anything like that, but I went with my friend and her mom and family. And I slept with my mother for probably like a year. So she was like, see, this is why I would never take you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say like that right there was like my start to watching any type of horror films. And then when The Exorcist came out, that
Game
took me
over.
right on out.
Excuse me, game over.
Yeah, that took
Because
me out.
The Exorcist, still to this day, is scary as hell.
Scary.
Some say horror provides an escape, a thrilling journey into the unknown where we can safely experience the adrenaline rush of fear. Others argue it serves as a reflection of our anxieties, a distorted mirror that reveals the hidden horrors of our society. Whether it's John Carpenter's masterful blend of suspense and supernatural dread, or Jordan Peele's unsettling explorations of societal fears and psychological horror, the genre captivates us with its raw intensity. Each filmmaker brings a unique vision to the screen, weaving narratives that linger in our minds long after the credits roll. From the silent screams of Nosferatu to the visceral terror of modern found footage films, horror has evolved through the ages. Each era brings its own terrors and innovations, shaping the genre into what it is today. But amidst the vast landscape of horror, who stands as its master craftsman?
I don't like just crazy like gore, I would say.
I agree.
I feel like there needs to be an end goal of why like this person just lost like their head or something.
Tell me why, not just show me that.
Yeah. What if the people just like, I want to cut your head off because that is what like eases my or flips the switch inside of me that gives me release and gives me ease. Why horror? It's a question that has haunted the human psyche for centuries. From ancient folklore to modern cinema, we have sought to explore the darkest corners of our imagination, confronting our deepest fears head on. But why? What compels us to embrace terror and invite nightmares into our minds? All right, so we're talking horror, man.
Okay.
Are you a horror fan?
Nah, I'm not against it, no.
Yeah. All right, so as a movie maker,
Okay.
why are horror movies lucrative? Why do even people take the time to make them?
Because they're inexpensive. They're very cheap to make, so it's bigger. I mean, the cost less, bigger return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was talking earlier with Renee,
Okay.
and we mentioned the financial reasons of horror movies. She said you don't have to pay a big name actor because people are coming for the horror. They're
Yeah.
coming for that genre. So it doesn't matter who's in it, as long as the horror aspect is good, you can be good to go.
Well, think about all your horror films from back in the day. I mean, most of the actors, they're famous now, but they weren't famous when they first got into those films. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was famous because of her mom, but that was her breakout role on her own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite horror director? It just seems like a handful of them just really know
Yeah.
how to do it.
I mean, so if you want to go classic, obviously Wes Craven would be one of them, but George Romero would be another one because of his horror films.
Zombies, man.
Yeah, because
Godfather
his zombies, his movies are a commentary to society. So if you look at it from that standpoint, then I would have to go Romero.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I respect that. So I was a big zombie fan.
Yeah.
The
Dawn of the
original-
Dead. Dawn of the Dead was
The original Dawn of the Dead, in my opinion, is still one, probably top 2 or 3 best zombie movies ever made, and it withstands the test of
Oh,
time.
yeah. It's still one of those movies that can grab you by the throat and still like yank the shit out you.
Yes, for sure, because you're stuck in this pandemic area where you don't know what the hell is going on. You just know if you get me, I'm dead.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's more so, okay, I'm not a marksman. Everybody's not a marksman now. And what are we going to do? We're going to hold up in this mall because we think we have a lot of natural resources around that we can survive with.
Yeah.
And that shit doesn't go to plan.
And on top of that, these are the slow walking zombies at that. So it's like,
Which is realistic.
right, it's like I can run and like, hold up, man, they're still catching up on you. So and there's a lot of them. It's not too many places you can run.
Mm-hmm. If they surround you, you don't know what you're going to do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to George Romero, man. But Bobby, I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Yes.
I'll be behind. Let me let
let him sneak up on you.
It's weird, bro. Oh, you know, like we were just talking about this. I was a kid, like that. Hell no, I can't watch that. That and Chucky, bro. I'm like, fuck no.
That shit.
Is there a horror icon that stands out or resonates with you?
Yes. So this dude right here, I freaking hate the fact that you put it around. I'm like, damn, and there's a knife there too. Like I gotta be freaking, you know.
careful, shit, Bobby, weed, baby.
Because it came out when I was, when I was a kid. We were just having this conversation too,
Yeah.
like where it's like really, it's like back in the days it wasn't as big, like it was kind of like, oh well, whatever. You watch a movie, but when you made it a toy. It was that in Toy Story. So, like when you make
That's
it.
one hell of a point, man. Shit,
Like,
you
when
going
you-
left or right, red pill, blue pill, Chucky or Toy Story.
I mean,
damn.
like, so when you make it a toy, it's like it hits you in a different level. You know what I mean?
Do you have a favorite horror movie in the last 5 or 10 years that kind of stood out with you?
Yes. Probably the phone, the black phone.
Fantastic.
That's a pretty good movie. I think it delivers all of those little moments of like what's going on, but also I'm cheering for the guy. There was a movie that didn't really have much push, and I wouldn't even say horror, but it kind of is. It's called Call or The Call. It pretty much talks about like a 911 responder or like a first responder, and she gets involved into like the serial killer case, and she keeps getting calls from this person, and it's like kind of the same thing as the black phone, kind of. Until the very end, it gets pretty gross and weird. So if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. So
I definitely got to check it out. As a movie maker, can you see yourself making a horror movie?
Absolutely, big time. Again, it's the only situation with making a horror movie. It's like you have to do it right, and in order to do it right, it's like what is that? Like you need to figure out like what you want to talk about, what is that topic, that fear, the thing that you want to create. Because I feel like we get so caught up in like, I want to make the best monster, I want to make the best slasher, I want to make the, and then you put all this big idea and then you deliver and it just kind of dies and it kind of fails in every single point. So for me, it's like I want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way, you know, because I don't like too much blood, but if it's necessary, I want to use it, right? I don't like monsters and creatures. I love creatures, but like I also don't want to just make it about that, right? So it's like my wife is a big horror fan, so she's actually the crazy one that's like horror comes out, you know, November, October 1st, we're there. Spirit Halloween, we're there, you know? So she's been writing some stuff and probably coming out soon at some point. I'm pretty sure she's seen that.
Look out for it, man. That's exciting. If there was one horror movie, if a person came to you and said, hey, I don't really like horror movie, but I'm open to somebody persuading me and changing my mind, what movie are you telling them to watch?
Ah, man, like, so it's a person who doesn't like it? Or is it
a person that is new to it?
Okay, alright. Well, new, there's a couple movies to starting. Like I just went through this with my little brothers. They just started like, hey, which movie? So we watched Scream. I think Scream is a beautiful movie where it comes down like a starter, where it's like, yeah, it's gonna be scary, but it's not horrible. Like, it's not just, there's a story. So you're gonna get a break, and it's actually a really good story. So that, Child's Play, for sure, it's another one of those where like easing yourself into it. Obviously, it depends on the age, but if it was someone who's like, I don't know, I think Scream, it would be like the best.
I like it. There's good of the humor aspect too.
Yep.
And it's in depth.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
They're talking about movies. A lot of time in movies, it's like movies don't exist. It's just real world. Versus in Scream, he's like, hey, these are the rules of these
and
horror
like, they
movies.
understand it, right? And I feel like at the time when it came out, it was like, wait a minute, there's two, you know, killers? What's going on with that? So all of that, I think, like, the preparation to make it make sense was brilliant. And obviously now getting it to, like, new generations, I think it's like you can appreciate it on a different point of view. So I think I will be like, yo, you gotta watch this movie, and then we'll talk. If you feel really good about this and you wanna watch more, then we'll live it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat you there, get you going. All right, man, I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good day.
The Final Girl, my absolute favorite. The term Final Girl originated in the slasher genre of horror films, and it refers to the last surviving female character who confronts the killer or monster in the climax. Over the years, there have been several iconic final girls who have left a lasting impact on horror cinema. Starting with Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween series, Laurie Strode is often considered the quintessential final girl. Her character in the original Halloween and subsequent sequels is resourceful, brave, and determined to survive against the relentless Michael Myers. Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in the Alien series. While Alien is more sci-fi horror, Ellen Ripley is an iconic example of a strong female protagonist. Hey man, I'm here with my boy YP, the producer, executive producer of the Shot series, Run Nixon, and many more Vegas shit around. Man, what's up, man? How you doing?
Blessing. Good to be here. See what's going on with this horror stuff going on.
Yeah, man. You know me. I'm a horror guy for sure. One of my favorite aspects of horror is Final Girl. So the last girl alive is usually the virgin of the movie. And she's the one that fights the being or the character or whoever the hell it may be. She fights the threat. Some of my favorite horror final girls is like Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween, or Danielle Harris from Halloween and Hatchet and all the shit that she's been in. Do you have a final girl that sticks out with you?
Final girl sticking out. I can't think of one.
It's a good one, man. It's the final girl. This Sidney Prescott from Scream. You know, she fought these serial killers, 5-6 times, and she was able to survive all of that shit.
Damn, it was one I'm just saying she was super awesome.
Or what's lady's name from Alien? That fought the aliens.
That's crazy, but I just seen the last Alien. I didn't really.
I ain't seen it yet. Was it scary?
It was off a little bit. They going off into something else.
Yeah.
But Alien, that's a dope ass movie too. But I don't know, probably shit. I can't even think, bro.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, so why horror? You know, like you have this time when you're supposed to be relaxing. I assume if you're watching a movie, you're trying to relax, but you're putting on a movie that's making you feel uncomfortable. Why?
It's like a roller coaster ride. People love roller coaster rides. It's that thrill to take you up high, bring you down, just take you with their horror movies. It's kind of like a puppet. They got the control of you. You know what I mean? They can take you whichever route they want to take you. They can bring you up. They can take you emotional. They can take you so high and then boom, drop you at the drop of a dime. So I don't know. I think it's the thrill of it all and the roller coaster ride of a horror film.
I like it, man. The pulling of the emotions.
Yeah,
you know, keeping you at the edge of your seat, making you feel hopeless but secure because you're watching the movie.
Put you back into a state of the movies, but yeah. At a moment in time, you feel like you're in the movie, though.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's
submerge yourself into the movie, no phones, no outside noise, no nothing. I just want to be in this movie and trying to be in the place of the character and see how I feel.
Right.
What would I do?
Right.
We always say don't split up. Would you split up or would you not? Depending on that situation, you never know.
That situation, I don't know. I'm going to try to get far the distance as I can. See you, buddy.
Don't
follow me. Go your way, I go my way.
Hey man, one of my favorite things of a horror movie is the score, the music. You said drawing, puppeteering with the emotions. Well, the music could do that, like a MF, right? All right, so we're talking about horror. Are you a horror fan?
Horror fan? Not a horror fan, but I can appreciate.
Why?
Why? Because ever since I started to watch horror movies, like I noticed that horror movies has the potential where there are reflections of different societal problems. Like for example, the vampire movie back in the silent era with Nosferatu, where it was a reflection of Germany's economical problems like inflation. So and then the vampire is a reflection of like draining the life out of people in that sense. So therefore I start to appreciate horror.
Yes, I love that, man. That's a fantastic answer. Financially, a lot of horror movies can be made for cheap.
Yep.
And turn and flip and make a good profit. Why?
Well, like one that catches that is in my mind is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where that one is an indie film, looks like $1 million, but they did it for like really cheap, and the costumes they were using the same clothes. Clothes as well, and then it became successful at the time that it was made as well. Yeah.
That movie is still one of the best horror movies ever made.
Oh, it was.
It seems, I don't know what they were doing in the 70s and the 80s, but they were making some good ass horror films. Almost all the movies they were from the 70s and 80s, or inspired by, and all of the icons that we think of to this day is from that time frame too. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, all of those crazy, scary ass people that still haunt us today.
Right.
Do you have a favorite horror icon?
Ooh, that one. As of now, Freddy Krueger.
Fucking Freddy Krueger, bro. Everybody's loving some Freddy Krueger.
Really?
Every single person that said Freddy Krueger. Maybe because he calls everybody bitch and he just says he's out and shit. But I can dig it, man. Freddy Krueger. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I guess you could say like how intrigued you are with horror. What attracts you to it? You know what I'm saying? Like the interviews, the questions and everything we're throwing out there, it's just like you didn't ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get your opinions from it, you know?
Man, horror. So ever since I was a kid, I've watched scary movies. My pops had put me on the scary movies. And he liked all types of weird shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember watching Redneck Zombies. Redneck Zombies.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Most people haven't. It's a very low budget, absolutely horrible movie.
and I fucking loved every minute of it. Joe Castro, I did an interview with him, and he said something that'll stick with me forever. He said, there's not good, there's not bad, it's either entertaining or it's not. And that changed my whole perspective of what film was, what horror is in particular. Because there's a lot of horror movies where you could literally say, damn, this is fucking stupid. But if you smiled and you laughed or you got scared as hell, then the director and the actors are doing their job. Now, whether you agree with the direction of the story or the direction of the film is besides the point, or if it's not for you, you know, is besides the point. Because with horror, there's so many different types of horror that I feel like there's a little bit of love for horror in everybody. What type do you want? Are you a psychological person? Do you like slashers like me? I'm a slasher guy. Do you like, you know, ghosts and shit? Like Joseph was saying, you know, the Mexican culture, they absolutely eat that shit up. They love the spiritual movies, the paranormal activities and shit. That's why they made you see the West Coast paranormal activity with the Mexican family.
I honestly not.
Yeah, I don't see that shit either, but you know, the Mexican homies love that shit, bro. They're like, yeah, my auntie fucking, you know, Lizette said that fucking she done conjured all the spirits of it.
Setting is everything for a horror movie. Like, for instance, you take The Woods. There's something that's scary about The Woods. I guess it's the unknown. You don't know where the hell you're going. Like, where would you go? Killer's chasing you. Where the hell would you go? You going up the mountain? You going to the road? People usually get ran over in the road.
You know, that's a good question, because I couldn't tell you where. You know where I'll go? Up a tree.
See, I think that all the time, climb a tree. Like, have you seen the movie Wrong Turn?
I have.
All right, so Wrong Turn, they were in that tree.
Yup.
And then they climbed the fucking tree. Then it's like, where do you go? So horror. We are talking about horror tonight. Why do people like horror? Why do people like to sit in a dark room and put on something that's going to scare the hell out of them?
Oh my gosh, honestly, I think it's because it's so uniquely made, like, and you have to think of like, you have all these scary elements, like you have blood and you have gore and you have like all these and you have all these different monsters that put like everything together, and you also have like the music that just gets you so creepy, like you want to just. It's so immersive. It puts everyone into that state of mind so much, because you feel like, oh, I don't want to get scared, but at the same time, I'm so invested in this that I want to get scared. Like, please scare me. Like, I want that. I love that. So, and for me, like, for example, like, I love horror, honestly. Like, and I can definitely think of course, Nightmare on Elm Street with my favorite Freddy Krueger. I just love it. I just because like I love the story. I'm so invested in it, like so invested into it, as well as like the character himself. Oh my gosh, Robert Englund is like the best.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right. And also like you also have other movies like of course Evil Dead with my babe Bruce Campbell, which is just so.
Yes. He's my favorite. I literally have him tattooed on the top of my arm because I think Bruce Campbell's the fucking man.
Yes.
Like his one-liners and then his boomstick, like he's just so smooth.
Yeah.
Like nobody can kick some ass like Bruce Campbell, say fuck you, suck on my boomstick, and it sounds like if I say it, like that's kind of corny as fuck. Bruce Campbell says it, just like damn, I've been wanting to say that my whole life.
Right.
It is something about the charisma that people can carry in movies that's just different. Yeah. Bruce Campbell, Wesley Snipes when he was in Blade and all the shit that he was in, Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
He's so goddamn smooth. And all of his movies, but I just watched Spy Kids, and even in Spy Kids, he's just like slicking the hair back, it was a fake mustache, but the mustache looked good too. But Bruce Campbell does that to horror, which not too many people can.
Right.
Like, especially men.
Yeah.
There's final girls, but there's never a final guy.
Wait.
All right, so that brings me to ask the question, like, how big of an impact is the antagonist in the horror movie?
You know, you have the Michael Myers and the Jasons and the Freddys, but we hardly talk about the people that play them. Like Jigsaw and Saw. Iconic, right? Tobin Bell, the way he talks, the way he walks. You think Saw. When you think of Michael Myers and Jason, I guess there was a bunch of different people that played them.
Oh yeah.
But Robert Englund with Freddy. Come on, man. There's only been one other Freddy in the history of Nightmare on Elm Street, and that movie sucked. The killer was horrible. The story sucked, everything. Damn, this hill, boy.
I'm okay.
All right, I'm with my man's Logic T here, man. We're talking horror today. A lot of people, they like to watch horror movies for whatever reason. Some people think they're crazy. Some people think they're weird. Some people think watching people get cut up is very relaxing and helps them sleep at night. Why horror for you?
As my man DMX would say, rest in peace, Dark Man.
What these bitches want?
It's dark and hell is hot. So that's why I like them type of movies, because, you know, sometimes you just want to get a little dark mood, you know?
Yeah.
Can't even front. Sometimes you just want to see, like, you got that rage, and you just want to see somebody just get... Sometimes you want to see that.
I understand that.
Like, you
envisioning a baby mom or something like that, you know? Shit.
For court reasons, I ain't agreeing with that.
I'm not saying I ain't saying my baby mom. I'm saying the people that watch it. You know?
No, I'm playing. I'm good too with my situations. You know what I'm saying? This man still scares me to this day.
Candyman. How many times you gotta say Candyman in the mirror?
3 times.
It's
5.
It's 5.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other one. See, that's how scared I was. So let me put it like this.
He
My
said
ass
he's
was so
He
scared.
only said it 3 times and left.
My ass was so scared. I took a shower with the curtain open for like a week and a half straight. I thought bro was coming to get me. Him and Jeepers Creepers. I watched them like back to back for some reason.
Jeepers Creepers is one of the scariest movies in the early 2000s. Justin Long did a phenomenal job, man. Candyman, original, remake. Which one you like more, and are they both good?
Obviously, I didn't watch the remake, bro.
You ain't watch it?
I'm a grown ass man, and I'm not going back to that. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see me straight in the camera, you see that shit, I ain't lying to you. I'm never going back. And I can admit that.
Shit. What's one of your favorite horror movies in the 19 or in the, how do I want to say this? Do you have a favorite horror decade?
I would definitely say the late 80s to the early 90s.
Okay. 80s, man, that's my favorite for me. It seemed like 80s was all slashers. I'm a slasher
just
guy.
straight.
The best.
Cash in and I'm out. In and out like a drive-through. Straight OJ. He did do.
From classic slasher flicks to innovative new styles, horror cinema continues to captivate and terrify audiences worldwide. Each film brings its own unique approach, proving that the genre is as diverse as it is thrilling. Whether you're a filmmaker or a fan, these movies offer valuable lessons and inspiration for the craft of horror. So again, let me ask you, why horror?